to reach out to you guys this week and give you a little bit of an update on some property changes that have been occurring and going on around the Calvary property over the last 4 to 5 months. Some of you are aware, and we've not made it too public because it's been a little bit of a process behind the scenes between Karis Church, our dear friends and family up the street on Worley, as well as our friends Calvary Baptist. They've been working on considering a next step for their building swap. They have actually finalized that this last Friday, and so the pastoral team wanted to give you guys a full update that we in fact have new landlords, if you will, but it's much deeper than that. Karis Church is now the owner of the Calvary property building. That would include our activities building, all the children's classrooms we use in the main building, and any and all of the space that we occupy as a church. So it's been much more than a transaction, and for us, we really believe it's going to be the Lord binding us together in a good way with friends that we've done a lot of mission with. If you recall, we went to Brazil, Isaac and I did, with their team to get insights on what it looked like to have local missionaries sent out to the nations and to continue to care for them as a local church. We connected with the paps there that were sent from Karis. And so we've got a deep relationship with Karis. We love those guys, love their elders. Love a lot of the members in the church have done mission together in the neighborhoods. And so we're excited. We're really excited about this change, and just want to give you a couple updates on how to pray and also what to expect. So on what to expect first, be expecting to see a lot more people and a lot more kids. They actually have 110 kids underneath the age of 5th grade. That's right, 110 kids underneath the age of 5th grade. So not only will you see a lot more kids, but you will see a lot of adult teacher workers running around teaching and caring for those kids, mostly and almost exclusively in the main building. That will cause us to actually go up a couple floors. We're going to be moving our children's classrooms, the older classrooms, into the 3rd floor of Heritage Academy, which is a nonprofit Christian school, which also meets in this property during the weeks. And so that's one of the changes you're going to see. Another one of the changes is the fact that we have really again, a lot more people coming our way that we get to love on and encourage, and I want to ask you to encourage. I want to ask you, when you run into Calvary folks in this next week as they make their way to a new property down the street into Karis' old building, that you love on them. I want to ask this week that as Karis moves in, they're going to be having a lunch in the activities building, actually after we gather on Sunday, and then meeting for their first Sunday, November 4th. I want to ask that you would love them. I want to ask that you encourage them, that you congratulate them, that you would show them how excited we are for them and our sharing of the property. The next thing I want to ask you to do is to pray. We are intentionally believing that God is bringing more and more divine partnerships in our city that are going to allow for the advancement of the gospel. I want to ask you to pray for Calvary, as they've been around for 82 years plus, and it's a lot. It's a lot for an older church to endure. They've been going through a lot, and we're thankful for them. We're thankful for their generosity over the last 2+ years that has made it possible for us to meet as a church in the neighborhoods God has called us to in the First Ward. And we want to also ask you to pray for their transition. They need grace in this season. I want to ask you to pray for Karis. We again love them dearly. They've grown to over 300 people in their church family. And I want to ask that you would give them, pray that God would give them grace in this season to make this transition and to do it with all of His supernatural power. I want to ask that you would pray that they would have the stamina to make this transition and to do what they need to do in this building. I also want to finally ask that you would pray for our local church and each of these churches, that we would advance the gospel, because it's not about buildings. Buildings come, they go, they don't last forever. As a matter of fact, they last not that long in the grand scheme of things. But the advancement of the kingdom of God, the gospel of Jesus going forth in our city, that's eternal. And that's actually why I'm standing here. I want to remind you of the city that we love and we serve. And whether that advancement is on the streets of the First Ward, just right around the building that we occupy, or the houses that we live in, whether that's the university that is directly behind me, the mosque that's directly behind me, the business communities. We live in a very diverse city, and we believe that God, through partnerships and through faithful churches preaching the gospel, wants to reach this city. And so will you join, again, just to reiterate, will you join us in prayer for Calvary, for Karis, and for our local church as we continue to see the gospel go forth in our city. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can contact Becca Younger at office@legacypointchurch.com. You can contact us directly if you know how to get a hold of us. If not, feel free to message us through this message on Facebook or any other means, and we'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. Be praying and be encouraged, church. We love you, and we're here for any questions you have. God